Welcome everyone to the Contractors License Board Applications Committee virtual meeting. Before the meeting is called to order, we will play a short video to explain procedures for this virtual meeting and to explain how members of the public can participate and interact with the committee during the meeting.
Welcome to the Professional and Vocational Licensing Virtual Board Meeting.
When the meeting begins momentarily, the chair will take a roll call, explain any specific rules for this particular board, and then move to public comment. The name of the board member will appear on the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. For instance, this is board member Y, and this is board member E. Public testimony will be accepted at the beginning of the meeting and before each agenda item. You can indicate that you are ready to testify by clicking on the Raise Hand button being circled by the mouse on your screen now. At the appropriate time, the board will recognize you to speak and ask you to unmute your mic as shown here. Again, public testimony will be accepted at the beginning of the meeting and before each agenda item. Public attendees will not be able to unmute their microphone until recognized by the board. Public attendees who are recognized to testify will be asked to identify themselves by name and their affiliated organization if applicable. Please mute your microphone when you are finished speaking as a courtesy to others and members of the board. Public attendees will not be able to unmute themselves after the testimony is completed unless recognized again after raising their hand. At some point during the meeting, the board may choose to move into executive session. When the board moves into executive session, the board members' microphones and video feeds will be turned off, and a similar screen as you see now will be displayed. When the board returns from executive session, their microphones will be turned on as well as their video cameras.
Welcome again to the Professional and Vocational Licensing Virtual Board Meeting.
At this time, the chair will call the meeting to order and take a roll call, as well as explain any additional rules that may be specific to this board.
Welcome to the June 1st Applications Committee meeting. At this time, I want to call the meeting to order. I want to conduct a roll call and ask each board member to state who, if anyone, is present with them. Taro Sahiro.
Present. No one's here with me.
Thank you, Taro. Russell Inouye.
Present. No one's here with me.
Thank you, Russell. John Polachek. Not here at this time. Randy Lau is excused. I am Paul Alejado, and no one is here with me at this time. At this time, can I get a motion to amend the agenda to correct inadvertent errors?
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to make these changes to the agenda. The first one, add page 3, CAWS LLC, Brian Michael Rockwell, C68RH. On page 4, remove JA Builders LLC, Justin J. Agulano, B General in Building. Remove page 5, number 27, Propons Painting LLC, Charisse L.Y. Ponce, C33 Painting and Decorating. On page 6, add WDC LLC, Shay Tao, B General Building. On page 7, add Shakir Almaro, B General Building. On page 9, add Commercial Shelving Inc., Eleni Loa, C 48 Structural Steel, and B General Building. Add on page 10, page 9, also DXK Construction Builders LLC, Darren R. Sui, B General Building. Add on page 10, Miguel Delgado, B General Building. On page 13, add Unaloto T. Latu, C31 Masonry. On page 14, add Lightning Protection Systems LLC, William L. Stone, C13 Electrical. On page 14, remove Makainai Construction LLC, Solomon J.K. Makainai B. General Building. That was approved on May 22nd, 2026. On page 15, add Moku Air LLC, Brandon N. Fernandez, C40, refrigeration. On page 16, remove Ore Protection Systems, Inc., Russell Baker, Army, C20, fire protection. That was approved on May 22nd, 2026. And the last one on page 18, add Regatta Development, Inc., Randall J. Holmes, RME. The B building was withdrawn on January 26th and 2026, and it's for C13 Electrical. That concludes revisions.
Okay, thank you, Darrell. Can I get a second?
Second.
Thank you, Russell. All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed, say nay. At this time, the motion is carried. I'm gonna be reading the new application committee recommendations, numbers 1 through 35. So the first one is Alea Works LLC, Joseph Clark Army for the C17 excavating, grading, and trenching is deferred. BAM Excavation LLC, Bradley McMillan Army for the C37A sewer and drain line is approved. Brook Services LLC, Kalima Brooks Army for the C32 ornamental and guardrail and fencing is deferred. CAWS LLC, Brian Michael Rockwell Army for the C68 RH refinery and resource recovery equipment is deferred.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. Chair, that is approved. I apologize.
That's approved. Yeah. Greg E. Colson Army Electric Service of Maui LLC for the C13 electrical is deferred. C.R. Meyer and Sons Company, Gerard Paul Wilson Army for the B General Building is deferred. DMA Electrical Services LLC, Dexter Augustine Army for the C13 electrical is approved. The Beast Lawn Care LLC, Billy Joe Antis Army for the C27 landscaping and a C37B irrigation and lawn sprinkler is denied. Design Craft Studio LLC, John Goble Army for the B General Building is deferred. Excel Drywall Inc., Sean P. Kelly Army for the C1 acoustical insulation and a C12 drywall is approved. John R. Flattery individual for the C52 ventilating and air conditioning is approved. Florable Hawaii Inc., Stephen James Kellogg Army for the B General Building, the C5 cabinet carpentry remodeling and repairs for the C7 carpet laying, the C21 flooring, the C37 plumbing, and the C51 tile is deferred. GJB Associates LLC, Janaya, SMM K. Aquin, RME, for the C-15 electrical system is deferred. Hawaii Pacific, Chancellors Inc., Pradeep Shan, RME, for the C-19 asbestos is approved. Kailima Painting LLC, Gregory Uphold, RME, for the C-33 painting and decorating is deferred. Kiwi Painting LLC, Zeb Cullen Walls, RME, for the C-33 painting and decorating is approved. Christian M. Cross, individual, for the C-27B tree trimming is deferred. Kupona LLC, Michael Paul, RME, for the C-33 painting and decorating is approved. Matthew A. Lehman, RME, Manson Construction Company, for the A general engineering is deferred. Lokai Energy Group LLC, Jason E. Fossil, RME, for the C-13 electrical is approved. Jeremy J. Masters, individual, for the B general building is deferred. David K. McCurdy, individual, for the B general building is approved. MK Builders LLC, Mason K. Cowie, RME, for the B general building is deferred. Montello Design LLC, Heon Dukit, RME, for the C-21 flooring is deferred. Pacific Island Hauling Inc., Eric Dodge, RME, for the A general engineering and the B general building is approved. Premier Woodcraft and Stone Inc., Jonathan D. Young, RME, for the B general building is deferred. Mark T. Putman, RME, Armstrong Builders LLC, for the B general building is deferred. Brandon Resentes, RME, Commercial Plumbing Inc., for the C-37 plumbing and the C-4 boiler, hot water heating and steam fitting is approved. Clifford M. Schelsner, RME, CCI Industrial Services LLC, for the C-13 electrical is approved. Alan D. Shizinkin, RME, Renova LLC, for the C-33 painting and decorating is deferred. Skyline Fire Safety Services LLC, Matthew Lee Guru, RME, for the C-20 fire protection is approved. Levi R. Smiley, an individual, for the C-13 electrical is denied. The Plant Artist Kawai LLC, Maya Yoshida, RME, for the C-27 landscaping is denied. WDC LLC, Shea Tao, RME, for the B general building is approved. Wade Inc., Benjamin D. Sandberg, RME, for the B general building is deferred.
Thank you, Chair. These are the deferrals from May 2026. 808 Maintenance and Renovations, Inc., Richard E. Chanko, RME, defer. 95 Mechanical LLC, Robin C. Sunil, RME, approve. Arco DB Companies, Inc., William P. Jensen, RME, defer. ATD Power Solutions LLC, Lee W. Hewitt, RME, defer. A'ali'i Lani LLC, Wendell Kiohuloa, RME, defer. Gassan Abonaje, RME, defer. Accurate Plumbing and Repairs LLC, Colton AC Nascimento, RME, defer. Advanced Painting and Cleaning Services LLC, Bradley W. Antero Cruz, RME, defer. Ahofono T. Aholele, individual, defer. Air and Lube Systems, Inc., Miguel Mitchell Torina, RME, defer. Ivan K. Akana, RME, defer. Alatini Landscape, Inc., Helu P. Alatini, RME, defer. Shakir Alamaro, individual, defer. Aluminum Products Liberty Lake LLC, Thomas Gordon Loftus, RME, defer. Ambler General Contracting LLC, Patrick L. Ambler, RME, defer. American Ramp Company, Jonathan David Hunter, RME, defer. American Veterans Services Corporation, Carlos F. Rojos, RME, defer. Ameritech Slope Constructors, Inc., Roger D. Moore, RME, defer. Rainey R.G. Antalon, individual, defer. Alakai K. Atartes, individual, defer. Kenneth M. Athens, RME, defer. Austin Fire Systems, LLC, Keenan W. Bridges, RME, defer. VB Builders, LLC, Brandon P.K. Blaisdell, RME, defer. Bartha, LLC, James J. Snyder, RME, defer. Bargreen Ellison, Inc., Tyler Martins, RME, defer. Greg Baskin, individual, defer. John R. Brettschneider, RME, defer. Bright Light Digital, LLC, Mark S. Tawara, RME, defer. Buildrite, Inc., Stephen John Berg, RME, defer. Busey Custom Tile, LLC, Robert Stephen Busey, RME, defer. CB Recovery Group, Inc., Jacob Pelka, RME, defer. CHS Solutions, LLC, Brian H. Sekiguchi, RME, defer. Anthony Keith Campbell, RME, Weston Solutions, Inc., defer. Ronald J. Casey, RME, defer. Shalom Berlin Haverly, individual, defer. Amber KKM Casimiro, individual, defer. Challenge Works, Inc., Nicholas A. Redinger, RME, defer. Clean Harbors Environmental Services, Inc., Joshua Dale Stringer, RME, defer. Clean Harbors Environmental Services, Inc., John Harley Yerkes, RME, defer. Clearwater Mechanical Plumbing and Underground, LLC, Celso Guerra, RME, deny. Coastal Current Construction, LLC, Richard T. Mount, RME, defer. Commercial Shelving, Inc., Eleni Loa, RME, defer. Consolidated Painting, LLC, Jeffrey R. Wobler, RME, defer. Construct and Maintain Corp., Greg Miller, RME, defer. DBC Construction, Inc., Christopher A. Quivetis, RME, defer. DGK Construction, LLC, David G. Kogel, RME, defer. DXK Construction Builders, LLC, Darren R. Sue, RME, defer. The Food Services America Corporation, Frank R. Rodriguez, RME, defer. Davis Plumbing Services, LLC, Landon L.K. Davis, RME, defer. Decology, LLC, Jonathan R. Edmondson, RME, defer. Miguel Delgado, individual, defer. Design Smiths Build, Inc., Nathan Myers, RME, defer. Sean K. Diebold, RME, approved. Ducky Recovery, LLC, Daniel P. McCarron, RME, defer. Eagle Building Systems, Inc., Kenny Weisskopf, RME, defer. Eaton Corporation, Jess Yenter, RME, defer. Edison Power Constructors, Inc., Wayne Sherrill, RME, defer. Eric D. Eldred, RME, approve. Brandon Jacob Eisenhower, RME, defer. Vanilla Construction, LLC, Brian G. Carcamo, RME, defer. Sean M. Feeney, RME, defer. Freedom Quartz Countertops LLC, Gregory Allen Harvey RME, defer. GMZ Engineering Inc., Chazee M. Murbach, RME, defer. GUI LLC, Daniel R. Spear, RME, approve. Worlito Gantono, individual, defer. Ricky J. Gehert, individual, defer. HCA Hawaii LLC, James W. O'Lellan, RME, defer. High Skill Tech LLC, Suzette Kilgore, RME, defer. Hale Design Build LLC, Jason M. Zick, RME, approve. Haley Construction Inc., Stacy McRitchie, RME, defer. Hawaiian Dredging Construction Company, ACOM Hunt, Paul B. Silent, RME, defer.
Hawaiian Fire Litigation LLC, Simon B. Dixon, RME, defer. Polo Y LLC, Joshua Pokipala, RME, defer. Shalomi Huberman, RME, defer. Integrated Service Company LLC, DBA Inserve USA LLC, Jeffrey W. Bricketts, RME, defer. Island Electrical Systems LLC, James D. Senzano, RME, defer. Brandon J. Forrest Jackman, RME, defer. Jason's Associates Inc., Robert Sumanis, RME, defer. Gentile and Stone Inc., Jefferson E. Marcin, RME, defer. Jeffrey A. Jenkins, RME, defer. Joe Builder Inc., Joseph Pandolf Jr., RME, defer. George Netting Inc., Daniel H. George, RME, defer. K Power General Constructing LLC, Fortunato B. K Power, RME, defer. KT Air Conditioning Inc., KL Tangtok, RME, defer. Koa Construction LLC, Sydney P. Reyes, RME, defer. Matthew Joseph Kaczmarek, RME, defer. Lauren Michelle Kaleleki, RME, defer. Kana Construction Corporation, Ram Joseph Olande, RME, defer. Shaman Kalealani Kanealemi, defer. Kaolo Construction LLC, Alexa A. Kasky, RME, defer. Huang Y. Kwan, individual, defer. LA Solar Group Inc., Ara Petrosian, RME, defer. Antonio T. Laborot, individual, defer. Unaloto T. Latu, individual, defer. Sung Hali, individual, defer. Ben B. Latin, individual, defer. Lightning Protection Systems LLC, William L. Stone, RME, deny. Lighthouse Electrical Constructors Inc., Danny R. Clocks, RME, deny. LiveView Technologies Inc., Stefan W. Ross, RME, deny. Geoffrey A. E. Long, RME, defer. Long Lines Tree Service LLC, Lucas Brower, RME, defer. Stuart J. Loy, RME, defer. MB Construction Inc., Manu E. Murphy, RME, approve. Mikhail A. Malta, RME, defer. Jeremy James Maddox, individual, defer. Kurt J. Melly, RME, defer. Mana Home Services LLC, Georgie Rouge, RME, defer. Durbin A. Mann, RME, defer. Marble Unlimited LLC, Khan H. Doe, RME, defer. Martin Bros Construction LLC, Charles Martin, RME, defer. James Kevin Scott Martin, RME, defer. Maui Professionals LLC, Anthony Mikhail Arcetella, RME, defer. Malcolm Mackay LLC, Michael Thomas Zimmerman, RME, defer. Maulua Construction LLC, Makanoa R. Anastasio Jr. RME defer. Alan M. McLaughlin RME defer. Garrick A. McLean RME defer. Orlando Z. Manor RME defer. Igor G. Mokan RME defer. Moku Air LLC, Brandon Perez-Nandez RME defer. Next step, Custom Flooring LLC, Jason M.O. RME defer. Bill V. Nguyen individual defer. Hasun Nguyen individual defer. Normal Corporation DBA Everyday Corporation, Bryce K. Toyama RME defer. Motosugu OGI individual defer. Brilliant K. Odagiri RME defer. Ohana Custom Homes Inc. Author C. Parisi RME defer. Rodney M. Okabe RME defer. Ola Build LLC. Branson P.E. Payne RME defer. Oli Home Solutions and Repair LLC. Ty K. Gibson RME defer. Chase Clinton Oliver RME approve. Oliver Electric LLC. Andrew T. Oliver RME defer. Onesta LLC, Tyson Tree Cave, Feria RME defer. PH Design Home LLC, Pengui He RME defer. Aaron EV Pahayanai individual defer. Pameco Hawaii LLC, Dimitri Pepe RME defer. Panilolo Builders LLC, Paniolo Builders Inc., Don A. Nicholson RME defer. Peak Performance Energy LLC, Michael D. Cooper RME defer. Pivotal's Renovation Inc., Darcy Pivotal RME defer. Place Services Incorporated, Troy S. Place RME defer. Gonzalo Planas Jr. RME defer. Puerico Incorporated, Joseph M. Puerio Incorporated, Joseph M. Puerio, RME defer. Providence by Design Construction and Development LLC, Gary M. Brennan, RME defer.
Pure Hawaii Inc., Michael C. Pugel, RME defer. UUTM Corp., Kenneth Corbin, RME defer. RNF Power Solutions LLC, Andreas F. Restrepo, RME deny. RSM Electric LLC, Robert S. Milshing, RME defer. Carl A. Rackley, RME defer. Radens Painting LLC, Randall Bergonia Lagapon, RME defer. Regatta Development Inc., Randall J. Holmes, RME defer. Aaron Elijah Redfald, RME defer. Daniel S. Roberts, RME defer. Rosette Painting LLC, Shay K. H. Rosette, RME defer. Anthony A. Russell Jr., RME defer. Richard Patrick Salmon, individual, defer. Salt Builders LLC, Bradley J. Gall, RME, defer. Connor Seacrest, RME, defer. Shaka Tree Care LLC, Dusty D. Moots, RME, defer. Septech and Excavation LLC, Elliot Boniza, RME, defer. David Harold Shanazaran, RME, American Marine Corporation, approve. Signal USA LLC, Irv H. Lipschutz, RME, defer. Signature Shade Solutions LLC, Bradley J. Gall, RME, approve. Signs and Decal Corp., Hossein Calfin, RME, defer. Anthony Hione Silva, individual, defer. Rostislav Sladik, individual, defer. Keala E. Snyder, RME, defer. Solar Ray Solutions, LLC, Robert Ray Miranda, RME, defer. Soltrin Painting, LLC, Philip E. Soltrin, RME, defer. Braden Stankovic, individual, defer. Michael W. Stallnacher, Senior, RME, defer. Stevens Mechanical Corporation, Paul R. Stevens III, RME, defer. Stone Crafters 808 LLC, Tony C. Lewis, RME, defer. Structure Flex LLC, Timothy L. McFadden, RME, defer. TR Electric LLC, Tracy R. Bingo, RME, defer. Vicona Plumber LLC, Scott A. Bayer, RME, defer. The Paver Turf Walk Co. LLC, Stephen J. Biondi, RME, defer. Homai Kai Okalani Theoni, RME, Direct TV LLC, defer. Kevin Thompson, RME, defer. Thrive for Life LLC, Gerald A. McCabe, RME, defer. Alexander Danilovich Tovich, RME, approve. Vladislav Danilovich Tovak, RME, defer. Tradeswin Home Solutions LLC, Luke E. Schaefer, RME, defer. Triumph Specialty Construction Inc., Bro D. Keller, RME, defer. Truecraft Construction LLC, Jason Carter, RME, defer. Tukula Trees Inc., Keith D. Clanton, RME, defer. Yvonne C. B. Thumblin, RME, defer. Turnkey Contracting LLC, Parker W. K. Lau, RME, defer. Ultimo Construction LLC, Ablado M. Ortiz Reyes, RME, defer. Unitech Restorative Services LLC, Michael A. Flores, RME, defer. Valence Construction LLC, Ian Crawford Valence, RME, defer. Richard J. Viveros, RME, defer. Volk Pacific Builders Inc., Brian Volk, RME, defer. W&O LLC, Stewart N. Williams Jr., RME, defer. WB LLC, Wyatt W.K. Butterball, RME, defer. WB Constructions, Roofing, and Rain Gutters, LLC, Wilma Garganta Borse, RME, defer. Alan V. Walker, RME, defer. Eric W. Witt, individual, defer. Tomaz J. Walchkow, individual, defer.
Thank you, Bronston, Leslie, and Carrie. At this time, is there any testimony from the public?
Thank you, Chair. There's no one requesting for public testimony.
Okay, thank you. At this time, I'm gonna ask, call for a motion on the application committee's recommendation to the Contractors License Board.
So
Thanks, Darrell. Can I get a second?
Second.
Thanks, Russell. All in favor, say aye.
aye.
All opposed, say nay. At this time, the motion is carried.
Do you wanna, Chair, we have a hand raised. I know we've already taken the vote, but would you like to allow
Oh, yeah.
LS to provide testimony?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Hi, my name's Levi Smiley. I don't know if this is the right thing, but my application was just denied. Are you taking testimony about why it was denied, or will I just be notified?
Yeah, you will be getting a letter in the mail. We don't have the files here with us to discuss that with you at this time, but you will be receiving a letter shortly, within a week to 10 days.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, that was all, Chair.
That's it, okay. So the motion was carried, yeah.
Yes,
The next application committee meeting will be on July 6, 2026. If there isn't anything else, the meeting will be adjourned.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Two.
Thank you.
Thank you.